this may be about the best place in the world right now to gather together to talk about air pollution and what to do about it. I'm from New York in the United States, and this is my first trip to India. It's a great privilege and thrill for me to be in this country. And I had read a lot about the air pollution in Delhi. New York City has all kinds of problems, but it doesn't have this particular problem. And that's one of the things that I hope we'll talk about this afternoon, is the success stories in parts of the world, which I think can be replicated here. I just want to open, and then I'll make some more detailed remarks a little later, just introducing people to the subject and to the stakes, really, in terms of considering the pollution we're facing here in Delhi and in other parts of the world. It's a very, very pressing issue, not only in India, but worldwide. The best statistics I've seen indicate that around 5 million people die each year from air pollution worldwide. Now, some of those, maybe 60% of that 3 million is from outdoor air pollution. Outdoor and indoor air pollution are related, but if you just try to isolate outdoor, it's 3 million deaths a year. The highest exposures are in South Asia, including India. And a recent study that I saw linked outdoor air pollution. This was a 2017, they looked at 2017 data, and they found that outdoor air pollution was linked to 670,000 deaths in India. That's a very, very large number. And so this is a very pressing issue, and it requires our full attention. It's an urgent issue. NRDC has existed for about 50 years. It was formed in the United States in 1970. We celebrate our 50th anniversary next year in 2020. And we have a long history of working on air pollution issues. We probably work as much or more on air pollution issues than any other issue that we work on. We've worked in the United States, in China, in Mexico, in some other places, and we are now working for the last 10 years or so. We've been working with partners, collaborating with people, some of whom are here today, in India. And we are very excited about the opportunities in India and are humble about whether we can find a meaningful way to contribute to all the efforts that you and others are making to address air pollution. NRDC has about 700 staff people worldwide. Our most substantial office outside the United States is in Beijing. And we are in the process of getting ready to applying to register to be officially working here in India. And we really hope that works out, and we're looking forward to that. I'll just leave you with one introductory thought, which I hope we'll be able to develop later, based on our experience. Obviously, different cultures are different countries are different, politics and economics vary, and they're all important in tackling air pollution. But what we found to be very, very important is to link air pollution with two very, very important things. One is health. Right? It's not just a narrow environmental issue. It's a health issue, as the statistics I just cited indicate and demonstrate. And of course, it's not only mortality. It's respiratory disease and all kinds of mischievous stuff short of mortality. So we think it's very important to link it, because that's appropriate given the medical facts, to health. The other connection that we think is very, very important to make is to the economy. Because one reason that people who resist vigorous efforts to combat air pollution often give is, in order to do that, we'd be making too big an economic sacrifice. Coal is cheap. But the problem with that is that it doesn't take into account the enormous costs of air pollution. And again, we'll touch on this a little bit later. But if you actually took account of what it costs to have air pollution in terms of lost productivity, medical costs, the opportunity costs of people not being able to work full time and all the time, they're enormous. There is a very powerful economic argument to be made for combating air pollution. So what we like to do, because we think it's an honest approach and a more complete approach, is we like to link air pollution, health, and the economy. If you fight air pollution effectively, it's going to have huge benefits for public health. And if you do it the right way, it's also going to have handsome economic benefits. If we can make that case, then I think we can persuade people, consumers, governments, policymakers, even those who may be skeptical, that this is the right thing to do. So again, I welcome you all, and I've already met many of you, and that's a real pleasure for me. And I hope you'll all come to New York soon if you haven't been there, and you can pay us a visit. And I'll try to be as hospitable to you as the people in India have been to me. So thank you for coming.